Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. How Manchester United should line up against Leeds on the opening day of the Premier League season. In goal, David De Gea, because Dean Henderson will miss the start of the season, because Dean Henderson is recovering from COVID-19. Some United fans have said we should actually put Tom Heaton in net for the game against Leeds, because to be fair to Tom Heaton, he's done well throughout pre-season. We did get Tom Heaton on a free transfer from Aston Villa. He signed a contract with Man United until 2023. There's an option of a further year. But David De Gea, I still rate him, despite him making a lot of mistakes in the last couple of years. A few years ago, David De Gea was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world, because he has won everything domestically at the football club and he has made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. So he's had 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been with us. I reckon De Gea will stay at Man United for another season, because quite a few weeks ago it said that De Gea decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks to fight for the starting place, and De Gea came out and said that he's determined to fight for his future. And he said he was set for talks with Solskjaer regarding his future after the Euros. At one point though, it said De Gea could be loaned out by Man United next season to make room in the goalkeeping department. I reckon we'd get from between 40 to 50 million if we was to sell De Gea. At right back, Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. I reckon he's got a long-term future at Man United. Defensively, Bissaka has always been superb, but he has got to show more attacking intent. Wan-Bissaka is the only recognised senior right back at Man United at the moment. I think we've got to get someone in to provide competition for him. Bissaka has endured 2 full seasons at Man United. We got him for 50 million from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. The 2 centre-halves, Raphael Varane and Harry Maguire. Yeah, it'd be good to see Varane make his debut against Leeds. I gave you the news on Raphael Varane this morning. According to Fabrizio Romano, Varane will fly to England today. After getting some visa issues sorted. It was supposed to be flying to Manchester earlier this week, but he had to quarantine. Romano has said now quarantine, then the medical, then an official announcement. Last Friday, Raphael Varane posted a farewell message to Real Madrid. Tuesday of last week, Man United confirmed that they'd reached an agreement with Real Madrid to sign Raphael Varane. We're getting him for like £43 million. We're paying 34 million up front, and the rest is in add-ons. Varane will sign a 4-year contract with Man United, and there's an option of a further year. We've doubled his wages, so Varane will receive £250,000 a week at Manchester United. Be interesting to see what shirt number he gets. But he is our third signing of this summer transfer window. I can assure that Varane will exceed expectations in the Premier League, and I'm convinced that Man United will replicate what he did in his years with Real Madrid. Don't forget, we went in for Varane back in 2011 under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. We also went in for him in 2018 because, if you do remember, Woodward was prepared to sanction a £100 million move. But Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. You know, he's highly experienced, got a great pedigree as a player because he's won a lot of trophies. He was a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He endured 10 years with them. You know, he made 360 appearances in all competitions. His current contract at Real Madrid was due to expire next year. Real Madrid offered Varane a renewal contract offer, but he rejected it. Harry Maguire, I think, is a decent centre-half. You know, he's had his good games at Man United, he's also had his bad games. He was a big miss for us towards the end of last season because he had ligament damage in his ankle. I think we'll now get the best out of Maguire though, with Varane alongside him. Maguire did well for England during the tournament, to his credit. We overpaid for Maguire. We got him for £80 million. So he's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and the second most expensive signing at the club, just behind Pogba. So yeah. At left back, Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles last year. Shaw's been at Man United now over 7 years, so he's been a long-serving player. And I reckon he's had a good career at Man United despite the injuries he has sustained. Shaw was our best player last season. And to his credit, I thought he did well for England during the tournament. Fabrizio Romano said quite a few weeks ago that Man United are in the process of extending Shaw's contract. Shaw has just under 2 years left on his current contract. So him at left back. Midfield, I'm going to go with Paul Pogba and Scott McTominay. The Telegraph have said that Paul Pogba will start the season with Man United. Then he'll make a decision about his future before the 31st of August. Reports from France have claimed that Man United are demanding an increased transfer fee for Pogba should he leave this summer. We want at least £63 million. PSG remain interested in Pogba. PSG are willing to offer around £45 million. PSG are the favourites to sign him this summer. PSG have held talks with Pogba's representatives. Mauricio Pochettino recently played down PSG's interest in Pogba because he got quizzed on Paul Pogba's transfer from Man United again. PSG want to partner Pogba alongside Wijnaldum in their midfield. Reports come out the other week saying that Mino Raiola has offered Liverpool the chance to sign Pogba. Mino Raiola made Liverpool aware that Pogba could be signed this summer. Liverpool responded to Mino Raiola and said they're not interested in getting him this summer, but they may consider going for him in January. Pogba's also been linked to Real Madrid, his former club Juventus. Barcelona have been in for him and Inter Milan were in for him at one point, so he has had a long running transfer saga. Fabrizio Romano said recently that they are really big chances that Pogba stays at Man United this summer, and Man United are confident in extending Pogba's contract. Pogba's current contract expires next year. Now, not so long ago it said that Pogba rejected a new contract at Man United. The other week it said that Pogba rejected a new £50 million contract offer at Man United, so he said reflecting on that he's set to leave. And Sky Sports said that Pogba is increasingly unlikely to sign a new contract. Solskjaer came out and said that Man United still remain in talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract. Sky Sports said the other day that Pogba sees a long-term future at Man United, but may wait on the contract extension. Man United must pay $15 million in wages to Pogba to sell up. He's endured 5 seasons at Man United since he rejoined. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. And he's won 3 trophies at the club so far. Towards the end of last season, Pogba produced his best performances, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while. But we know Mino Raiola has been working hard to get Pogba out of Manchester United. But if we do let him go, we've got to get a good adequate replacement for him. Now, Scott McTominay, he obviously scored twice in the game against Leeds at Old Trafford last season when we beat them 6-2. He made the difference in that game. McTominay is a decent player, but he's not yet on that level where we want him to be at. The question is, can he emulate to that level? He certainly needs more time at the club. He's been part of the club for a long time as it stands. I certainly prefer McTominay to Fred. Just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a 5-year contract with Man United. And ahead of Pogba and McTominay, I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is one of our best players and he's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. In most of Bruno Fernandes' games at Man United, he's been very, very consistent. But there's also been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace. Let's be honest, we have overplayed him. Fernandes has been at Man United now over a year and a half. Last season won Player of the Year. He's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Fabrizio Romano said quite a few weeks ago that Man United are looking at a new contract for Bruno Fernandes. Towards the end of last season it said we was looking to double Bruno Fernandes' wages to £200,000 a week. He's under contract with us until 2025. There's an option of a further year. We got Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. So yeah, him in the number 10. On the right wing, Jadon Sancho. You know, he'll be making his Premier League debut against Leeds. Sancho could be making his debut in our final pre-season game against Everton on Saturday. We confirmed the signing of Jadon Sancho the other week. We got Sancho in a deal worth, £78 million. Man United have paid like £73 million up front, and the rest is add-ons. Sancho signed a contract with Man United until June 2026, so it's a 5-year deal with an option of a further year. It's very imperative that Solskjaer uses Sancho right, but I think Sancho will fit in our team perfectly, and I'm convinced that Man United will replicate what he did in his 4 years with Borussia Dortmund. And plus, obviously, Sancho's got a very good friendship with Rashford, which is beneficial. You know, obviously he knows Maguire and that well, he knows Shaw. So yeah. On the left wing, I'm going to go with Mason Greenwood. Obviously Marcus Rashford isn't available. Marcus Rashford's got a shoulder injury. Don't forget, Rashford decided to have surgery on his shoulder. He said Rashford could be out until the end of October. There's definitely aspects of Marcus Rashford's game that's got to improve, because he's endured his bad periods at Man United and he has become injury prone, which is a concern. But yeah, Greenwood, he's not effective on the left as he is on the right. You know, Greenwood, to his credit, has been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad, despite him going a long period without scoring. Greenwood made his senior debut in 2019 and he's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time. And last season he signed a new 4-year contract with Man United. And up top, I'm going to go with Edison Cavani. I'm glad Cavani's staying for the new season. Romano said towards the end of last season that Cavani agreed a 1-year contract, but he has made an impact since he's come in. So yeah, that's how Man United should line up against Leeds. Now, you know the news on the transfers. You know the news on Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid. Kieran Trippier will join Man United, because it recently said that Man United will get a deal done for Kieran Trippier as details emerge over the personal terms. Trippier recently returned to Atletico Madrid training. Sky Sports said that Atletico Madrid want €40 million for Trippier. Fabrizio Romano said that the Trippier situation is quiet. Man United looking to sort out Delors' future. Kieran Trippier expects any Man United move to materialise towards the end of the window. Trippier arranged for his family to relocate back to Manchester. Man United already have a Kieran Trippier transfer agreement. We've already had 2 offers rejected for him. Quite a few weeks ago it said that Atletico Madrid won't sell Trippier to Man United, and just before that Neil Custis from the Sun said that Man United were close to signing Trippier for £18 million. We went in for Trippier back in the January transfer window, but we cooled our interest because Trippier got banned by FIFA for 8 weeks for breaching betting rules. It'd be beneficial if we could recommend him in, because he's a right back and he'd provide competition for Wan-Bissaka. He's highly experienced and of course he's proven in the Premier League. His current contract at Atletico Madrid expires next year. Atletico Madrid paid £20 million in from Tottenham back in the summer of 2019. There has been quite a few midfielders on our agenda. Solskjaer's priority now is to get a midfielder in. I think we've got a very good chance of signing Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid. Man United have made contact with the agents of Saul Niguez, and we are set to beat Liverpool to the signing of Niguez. It did say that the representatives of Saul Niguez were due in England this week for talks with Man United and Liverpool, because it mentioned that Man United and Liverpool are leading the race. Reports from Spain recently said though that Niguez favours a move to Barcelona, because not so long ago Barcelona held talks with Atletico Madrid over a swap deal involving Antoine Griezmann and Niguez. We've identified Niguez as a potential replacement for Pogba. He has a gentleman's agreement in place with Atletico Madrid. I reckon we'll get Saul Niguez from between 35 million to 40 million, maybe slightly more than 40 million. He's been a long-serving player at Atletico Madrid. He's enjoyed like 13 years or so with them. You know, been with Atletico since 2008. Reason up their academy. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions, over 200 in La Liga. He does have a release clause of 128 million. He's got a contract with Atletico Madrid until 2026, because back in 2017 he signed a 9-year contract. Can be deployed as a central midfielder or a defensive midfielder. I do think though Man United are going to make at least one more signing in this summer transfer window. Solskjaer did confirm more signings are coming, so reflecting on that, we are not yet finished in this summer transfer window. Man United now have to sell to buy. Woodward recently sent a transfer warning to Solskjaer, saying that he's got to ship some players out to get more signings on the board. Obviously Woodward has stood by Ole. He said several times that he'll back Solskjaer, and when we was enjoying them bad periods under Solskjaer, Woodward assured that Solskjaer's job was safe. Woodward's obviously had a 16-year association with the club. We know that he's leaving Manchester United. You know, Woodward was obviously accountable for how poor our recruitment policy was for such a long time. Plus, we've overpaid for players in recent years. And I think Woodward shouldn't have been put in that position in the first place, you know, where he makes the footballing decisions. But it's just good that Solskjaer is getting the backing he deserves, because he wasn't backed enough for such a long time. You know, the Glazers, who are owners, are backing him. I think they're doing it because they've been persuaded to. Because don't forget, towards the end of last season, you know, the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. And a lot of United fans were protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season. Solskjaer did reveal that the Glazers apologised. You know, the Glazers have put Man United in so much debt. You know, they've been at the club for 16 years. They purchased the club for 500 million back in 2005. Joe Glazer attended a fans forum on the 4th of June, which was a couple of months ago now, and it was his first attendance in 15-16 years to the fans forum. And he promised Man United fans that Solskjaer would get the funds that are available. Solskjaer did say though that he wants to make around 4 signings in this summer transfer window. Yeah, I am expecting some departures. I'm expecting Brandon Williams to go out on loan. I want Telles to go because Telles has hardly played for us, and he's going to be missing the start of the season anyway because he's got an ankle injury. Axel Tuanzebe is going out on loan, as you all know. Fabrizio Romano said yesterday that Axel Tuanzebe is very close to joining Aston Villa on loan. We want to extend Axel Tuanzebe's contract before he goes out on loan with Villa. Sky Sports said that Tuanzebe is set to sign a 1-year contract extension with Man United with an option of another year. This will be Tuanzebe's 3rd loan spell with Villa because he's already enjoyed 2 loan spells with them. But it's the right decision to put him out on loan because he'll get more opportunities and plus he'll gain more experience with Tuanzebe. Phil Jones, I also want us to offload him. I heard Newcastle are interested in him. Delors, I want us to offload him. We might loan him out again for the new season. Delors was out on loan with AC Milan last season. Andres Pereira, we need to offload him. He was out on loan with Lazio last season. Matic, I think we've got to offload him, but I don't think we're going to. I think he's going to remain at Man United for the new season. Donny van der Beek, we need to offload him. Nothing to do with him being a bad player, just doesn't get enough starts at Manchester United. And I think we need to offload Anthony Martial as well. But yeah, the new season is going to be massive for Solskjaer, and he's aware of that. Solskjaer's got big expectations to exceed. Obviously, a lot of United fans think that the expectations are too high for Ole. But his ambition for next season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. And that's 8 years ago now. But United fans are sceptical that we're going to win a title under Ole, or win anything under Ole, should I say. Solskjaer's definitely got to win a trophy next season. Because he's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. Yeah, we have played 3 games in pre-season so far. You know, won 1, drawn 1 and lost 1. We have conceded 7 goals in 3 pre-season friendly games. That is a concern, but like I've said, I'm not bothered about pre-season. It's just to build fitness levels up, and it's getting prepared for the new season. It's good for the youngsters, his pre-season though, because they get opportunities and they gain more experience. So yeah. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.